Hey. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Commander John Schwarter with the Richland Police Department. Here in just a moment, Chief Clary is going to give a statement regarding today's tragic events, and at the conclusion of her statement, the Chief will take a few questions. After the questions, our updates are going to be provided on our social media page, Facebook and Twitter. And if you have media-related questions, you can reach out to our PIO email following this statement. Chief Clary.
Good evening, and thank you all for coming out today. My name is Bridget Clary. I'm the interim chief of the Richland Police Department. And I have a prepared statement here to read for you, and then I'm going to take a couple questions, as the commander said. I'd just like to start out by saying what happened in our city today was a senseless and tragic act. Our hearts and thoughts are with the families of the victims, and the employees at the store, and to all of our community who have been affected. Today at 11:03 a.m., the Richland Police Department responded to a shooting inside Fred Meyer at 101 Welshon Way. Initial information relayed to officers through dispatch was that the shooter was still inside the store with multiple shots having been fired, with at least one victim down inside the store. Officers arrived within 1 minute of the call and made immediate entry into the building from multiple points of entry in order to quickly locate the threat. Once inside the store, officers located two victims in close proximity to each other. The officers who located the victims quickly began life-saving measures. Unfortunately, however, one of the victims was obviously deceased inside the store. Officers carried the surviving victim to the store exit where Richland Fire was staging, and they took over life-saving measures at that point. Richland Fire was able to provide advanced care on scene there and then transported that victim to a local hospital. While officers conducted the initial search of the building, Richland and surrounding agencies evacuated the remaining customers and employees from the building. No other victims were located inside the store. The Tri-Cities Regional SWAT team responded and conducted a secondary search inside the store, determining that the suspect was not inside the building. Other efforts were simultaneously concentrated on liaison efforts with surrounding schools and businesses in order to keep our community safe. We have identified a suspect at this time. However, we cannot release the name right now due to ongoing active apprehension efforts. We will update you as soon as we can safely do so. Fred Meyer will remain closed overnight, and our investigators will likely be processing the scene for 6 to 8 more hours. We'd like to acknowledge that we were quickly flooded with outside agency assistance from the Kennewick Police Department, Pasco Police, the Benton County Sheriff's Office, Franklin County Sheriff's Office, Washington State Patrol, the Prosser Police Department, Walla Walla Police Department, Umatilla Police Department, Boardman PD, and Washington Department of Fish and Wildlife, along with federal agencies, the FBI, DEA, and U.S. Marshal Service, along with the Spokane County Sheriff's Office. In addition, the Richland Fire Department and Benton County Fire Department provided assistance. Again, we want to assure our community that we're taking every measure to locate the suspect, and we will not rest until he's in custody. I'll take any questions that you have.
Do you know how many folks were in the store at the time of the shooting?
We don't.
Do we know the age and gender of the victims, Sean?
We're not releasing that at this time due to give the family time to process and notify all of their relatives. And we also have pending information from the coroner's office.
What led you to identify the suspect?
As I said, we had multiple investigative efforts concentrated at the scene. So just through witnesses, we had a large amount of witnesses from inside the store, employees, along with our officers. We posted a picture of the suspect on social media, and we had a lot of information flooding in regarding the suspect.
With so many agencies now involved tracking down the shooter on the run, how confident is the department and others involved tracking the shooter down?
We feel very confident at this point. We have an organized effort right now in locating the suspect. We feel confident that we'll locate the suspect sooner than later.
With pictures out there of the suspect, someone in the community may see this person. What would be your advice?
So we would urge the community, if they do see this person, not to contact the person because he's obviously dangerous, armed and dangerous, just to call 911 from a safe location if you do see the suspect. We'll provide additional information on our social media if anybody has other information that's non-emergent.
Do you know if this was a targeted incident?
We're not prepared to talk about that at this time.
Could you say if he's from the area at least and not came from outside of the Tri-Cities?
Again, we're not prepared to talk about that at this time. When we have more information to release, we will.
Is there any indication that the shooter and the victims may have known each other?
And again, it's an ongoing effort towards the investigation at this point, so we're not prepared to release that at this point.
Is there any reassurance to the community since there's a shooter, a dangerous shooter still out there?
Again, I understand that it is a concern to the community. This certainly was a tragic incident and of concern to the community. Just know that we will have ongoing efforts, concentrated efforts into apprehending the suspect as quickly as possible.
I understand that the vehicle that was posted on social media was later confirmed not to belong to the suspect. So do we know what vehicle the suspect might actually be in?
We don't have any vehicle information to release right now. Some of the information that was released earlier was preliminary information. We don't have information on the vehicle to release right now.
Can you confirm
Do you know how
if
long
the
it took to
suspect?
evacuate the store?
What's that?
Do you know how long it took to get all the customers out of Fred Meyer?
I don't. That was an ongoing effort. As soon as officers were inside and conducting their initial search, we were doing the evacuations at the same time. Go ahead.
Can you confirm if the suspect you have in mind has had prior contact with law enforcement?
I can't speak to that right now.
You mentioned several agencies that were all involved. I just wanted to clarify because there were some names being tossed around early on. Was ATF at all involved in the investigation, or will they be involved?
It's a collaborative effort right now. So I can't confirm specific agencies, but it is a collaborative effort. And we're utilizing all the resources that we can.
Just to clarify, so can you confirm that the one victim was pronounced dead at the scene inside the store?
Yes.
All right, if there's no more questions, we're going to go ahead and conclude. Like I said earlier, the email address for media-related questions is on the board there. Please feel free to reach out, and we'll try to answer as soon as we can. That being said, the updates will come via our social media otherwise. Thank you, guys. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for coming.
Chief, if you don't mind, if we can get your name correctly?
It's right there on the board for you.
Oh, thank you.
Here.